Go.
Hello, Las Vegas. This is Rolando Clark with Face the Tribune. If you got nothing to hide, if you have nothing to be ashamed of, you can face the Tribune. Otherwise, we are going to face you, and we're going to be in your face until you tell the people what mistakes you made, what kind of corruption you are involved in, and how useless you are if you are a public official. So, in the meantime, I want to say good morning to you and good morning to my co-host, Mr. Clark, Clark Philly, Mr. Producer, and we are going to start with the show today. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good.
How was your weekend?
Well, got a lot of stuff done, I guess. So kind of relaxing in a way, just keeping my nose to the grindstone, trying to get court straightened out and everything. You know, it's a full-time job because it's an impossible job.
You know, I've been in the computer until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I can't. What amazed me is everything Donald Trump do is a reason to criticize him.
Of course.
Why is this? Well, let me tell you why I think it is the criticism. He doesn't bow to anybody. He tells you what he thinks, like it or not. He is himself. That's
Nobody
all.
can control him, and that's what they're all upset
They
about.
criticize him
Yeah.
because he insult the mainstream media.
Yeah. And
Or
you're
the
dealing-
political media, like he called them, the Washington media. You know, well, the Washington media, the political media, the mainstream media, however you want to call them, they insult us, the public, the readership, the citizens of this country. They insult us by manipulating and by hiding stuff and exposing whatever. You know, how come they don't talk about Hillary Clinton has not had a press conference since December of last year? You know, why are they not bringing that up? Why don't they press her to become to the spotlight and answer questions to them?
Because she doesn't jeopardize anybody's job.
No, because that's what they want. They want her to win.
Yes, because then they're all protected and the beat goes on.
Donald
The
Trump.
corruption it maintains.
Donald Trump told the guy from NBC, ABC, or whatever it was, that he
ABC.
was a sleaze.
Yeah, ABC.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's better if he tell you. I'd rather have people tell me whatever they want to say about me in my face, so I have the right, I have the time and the right to defend myself. But when they talk behind your back, he told you, and the other guy that was there, and you notice the boss have a Spanish name?
Yeah, that's right.
The boss have a Spanish name.
Lamas or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Lamas.
Yeah.
In Spanish is Llamas, but, and the other one, I forgot the guy's name. But why? He told the truth.
Well, that means that,
Then
you know.
they criticize him because he said that the judge in the university case that he is part of is a Mexican. Well, let me tell you something. If I am a judge and somebody come before me and they mention anywhere in a public place that Cuban judge, I would not be upset. Why would I be upset because they call me Cuban? I am Cuban. So what is the problem with that? Why do they have to make a big deal about everything Donald Trump say or do? You know?
It's not what he says necessarily, it's that they have to go after him no matter what he says, because that's their agenda.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what Donald Trump says, they're gonna find something wrong with it. And they're liars, and they're cheaters, and they're distortionists, and they're everything else, so there's nothing you could ever say that would be all right with them, at all, because they're gonna find something wrong with everything. Now, if you say something about a judge making ruling after ruling after ruling that is like out in space, you begin to wonder, what is wrong with this judge? And as somebody on the other side of the fence, Donald Trump says, there's something wrong with this guy. Maybe he's biased. Oh, wow. Gee, you think? Wow, that would be the first judge in the world that's ever biased. How about that? And lucky Donald Trump gets stuck with him. How about that? You know, every friggin' judge out there brings every problem that they have right to work with them. Every single one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They have no integrity in my mind anymore, because they'll cheat, they'll lie, they sit there in court on their bench, their elevated platform, all rise, and then a lawyer will sit there right in front of them and lie, and the judge doesn't say a goddamn thing about it. And they know it's a lie.
I wonder why is that all rise? I wonder why is that?
Trying to kiss
Why?
the ass.
But when they're running for election or for re-election, they want to be equal. Well, if you want to be equal, why would I rise when you walk in? You know, that's a point that is good to bring up.
We need to stop that all rise, because they get big enough heads as it is, just with their title, thinking they're somebody. All they are is somebody that's supposed to be able to read and read a law and go, oh, this law says this, and that's the way you rule. They don't ever do that. As a matter of fact, they ignore the laws. They ignore it. And if the law doesn't suit their agenda, they try to distort it, go around it, parse it, reword it,
Whatever it is.
yeah, they're just despicable. You read that affirmation that I got in my case, and it's just despicable. The way they try to distort everything. They have an agenda. Why? How do you have an appellate court that has an agenda? Because their agenda is to protect the lower court at all costs. Don't ever admit to anything. Don't ever say that the lower court made a mistake. Everything is just pure as a driven snow, and that's the job of the appellate court in this government here in Nevada, the country of Nevada, that, you know, they're supposed to take the relief off the Supreme Court's burden. They're supposed to protect the lower court. That's all they are. They're like the Discipline Commission. What a joke.
I'm writing an article now about some marijuana case, and I don't know if you ever met any of the parties, but they denied the land use. They denied it in one location, so the people went and leased another place in another location across the street, because that's another thing. It's not about the area, it's about the street, it's about whose name is in those papers. So they went there, they signed a contract, and then somehow they met with some of the county commissioners. I don't know how it happened, but they decided now they are legitimate and now they can rent a place in the other side, regardless if the time limit was expired or not. You know, you have X amount of time to file for an application for that marijuana store, or whatever you call that. And unbelievable. I read pages of the thing. Now they're going to go to court. And I tell you one thing, I don't know if they're going to gain anything, but who knows. Now the lady said these people are more reliable, more qualified. But land use has nothing to do with the people who are qualifying or not. They are looking at the land use. If the place is located in a place where, and the term to finish the application already expired, regardless of how good you are, regardless of whatever you are, it's finished, done. You cannot apply for that license anymore, it's gone.
So to do this, they had to overlook that little inconvenience.
Right.
And had to overlook that, and then the whole gist of the thing was that they, for whatever reason, whatever their agenda was, the same people are involved on both sides of the street as far as the people that are gonna rent.
It's the same people.
It's the same people,
Same
so that
people.
doesn't change. The zoning can't be different on one side of the street as the other, and so there's a rat here. So who's the defendant in this lawsuit?
Some rich people, I forgot the
No,
name.
the defendant.
Yeah,
Who is being sued?
some company, I forgot the name of the company.
The renter?
Yeah, the renter.
Not the government? The
No, not the landlord. The landlord is suing.
Right, but who are they suing? The former renter?
I think they suing, oh, that's a different story. They have to pay, they got a lease, and they're gonna have to, if they break the lease, they're gonna have to pay about $7 million, so it's not,
So they have a lease on the other, they have a lease. The first lease is good, you're saying?
Yeah.
And they have to pay it.
yeah.
And the governor,
So
or the
now,
zoning or
the
whatever.
county commissioner is doing, allow them to apply after the time was closed already.
Okay, but what good is the people gonna do if they have to pay the one lease anyways? What good is it to try to, what are they trying to accomplish by leasing another place?
It's early today.
Yeah, what are they trying to accomplish?
Who, the
The
landlord?
renter, the renter. If they gotta pay the first landlord,
I guess the other place is less rent.
so they're shopping after they've already signed a lease, they go back to shopping.
Yeah,
So after you buy something, you go shop for another one to see if you can get it cheaper?
yeah.
Oh, and the county commission's going along with it?
Oh, yeah.
And let them put in an application after the deadline?
Yeah,
I think the county
Because
commission should be
this-
sued.
because this applicant, according to Mary Beth, whatever her name is, the county commissioner, this applicant is better than the other. It's the same applicant, it's the same company, the same people, the same owner, the same partners, the same everything. So how is it different? Besides, what that have to do with the land user?
The only case they could make is that the usage would suit the other property better than the first property. That's the only thing they could ever say.
They shouldn't do that now.
No.
They should have done that
Of
before.
course.
So anyway,
I
that's the
think
way.
the commission needs to be sued.
That's why they've been sued. They've been sued.
The commission.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, who was the defendant?
Oh, I didn't understand.
Are there two cases or one case?
No, one case now. Next week they're gonna be in court.
And that's the county commission's being sued.
Yeah. I can't believe.
And they're being sued over accepting an application after the fact, interference with a contract. What are they being sued for? What's their violation?
I haven't read all the paper, but I think that's what it is. Interfering with
Interference with a,
free market or something. I don't know exactly what.
yeah. Well, it sounds like it. I mean, I don't know all the details, but
I have to.
the government, you know, you have incompetent people, just galore in government. I think they attract them. I think somehow they fail tests, and then that makes them a candidate for a government job. They fail some sort of an intelligent test,
Yeah.
and they get hired by as a civil servant or something. Because they're morons, I'll tell you what. 9 out of 10 of the people working for a bureaucracy are absolutely morons. They're not qualified.
Yeah.
They would never make it in private industry at all. They'd be drummed out immediately.
They are, and I tell you, they think, they act and they treat you like they know what they're doing, they know who they are, and I mean, it's unbelievable how these people, how arrogant they are,
Sure.
you know.
They have this title. They think
And that's
they're in.
one of the issues that I'm putting in. Why are you complaining because Donald Trump tells the people in the media that they are corrupted? They are corrupted. They are manipulators. They are unfair. They are everything.
Well, how can Hillary Clinton go before cameras and make a statement that Donald Trump was not going to pay any of that money to the veterans until he got caught not having paid it over? How can she say that? Isn't that pretty despicable?
Maybe she got a secret informant and is telling, oh, Donald Trump is not going to do this.
Well, I think he already turned over some of the money over a year ago. You know, I think that when did this happen? It only happened 6 months ago or
6
so.
months ago.
Yeah, so I mean, you got
And
$6
you know,
million
let me
to
tell
give
you-
away. You have to know who you're giving
And
it
let me
to.
tell you something, every time
ridiculous.
you do anything like that, you're gonna have people that promise this, promise that, and they don't do it. Or people that regret, not regret, but people that take forever to send a check. You know, it happened with Jerry Lewis Telethon.
Sure,
it
it happens
happened
all the
with
time.
any of that stuff. Oh, I'm going to donate $1 million. Oh, I'm going to donate. And then I say, oh shit, why did I say that? You know,
Right.
but he already paid his $1 million. And that's I believe that everyone is in the media is looking after their own benefit. That's all.
Well, they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to
Yeah.
protect their jobs.
Yeah.
Because when Donald Trump gets in there, the media's not going to be able to pull their games. They're going to lose a lot of power. They're going to lose all their power. How do you like the fact that Patak, what's her name, that spokesman for the whoever Secretary of State,
John Kerry?
yeah, but what the hell's he work for? Department of Defense, whatever the hell it is. That lady that goes on TV all the time, and she was answering a question. She was being asked a question of why did they lie about not we're not negotiating with the Iranians. They lied about it and said, no, there's no negotiation going on, and then they proved that there was a negotiation going on. And I think her name's Pataki or something like that, was on the camera, and she stated that now and then, because of the security necessary and so forth, the government has to lie on occasion for state secrets, so to speak, so we have to lie. She said that on camera. And then they go to look it up to see what had been said now after the fact. And that part of that thing is missing. Somebody went in there and took it out. Who the hell would do that? This is a big deal. This is like the missing 18 minutes of tapes on Nixon. Who the hell removed that? We know the government lies, and this girl came out and actually said something that there's nothing wrong with that, really. When you shouldn't tell the enemy everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, so I mean, what's the problem with that? But the problem now becomes, who the hell took that out? You know what it is? It's some operatives that have been infiltrated into the Department of Defense or whatever it is, that are actually political activists. They're trying to protect Obama and his administration. That's what it is, so they made it political. They didn't want that exposed. And it's just corrupt. It's corruption. Absolute corruption.
You know, and this town is even worse because the amount of money that is in this town, the amount of powerful people that think they are above the law, it will, like for example, let me give you an example. Every sheriff, they go off term. They finish their 2-term, 3-term, whatever they finish. I don't know if they have a term limit or not, but
Well, sheriffs run for office. They're elected, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so they have a term.
yeah. But I don't know if they have a term limit. But
Oh.
But
They can only
anyway,
run
every
20.
time a sheriff ends his shift, his term, or lost the election,
Mhm.
they go to work for the casino.
Oh, of course.
You know.
Head of security.
Yeah.
Big job.
Yeah.
You get to eat in all the good restaurants, health care. It's better than working for sheriff, probably.
And some of them go to be corporate security, which is more
Right.
money. You know, not only chief of security, that's nothing. You know, and then you got the media. They come here, they probably starve to death with what they make, what kind of money they make. You know, they don't make that much money. You know, so they do always looking to
For a
go to
story.
work
Oh,
for a public organization, either the city or the county, the state, whatever they decide to. And how can they write articles? How can they write articles about somebody that they expect someday to be able to work for them? You know, they not, but they think we are stupid. They insult our intelligence on a daily basis, you know, and I think that's not fair. You know, look at the county. Every PIO in the county is from a newspaper, a radio station, a TV station, you know. I don't know why, but that's the way it is.
well, that's probably because the background lends them a little bit of experience in reporting things anyways, and part of the public
But they're
information.
not reporting in those jobs. All they do in those jobs, my friend, is to cover up for the elected officials. That's all.
Right,
they
but you're reporting the fact that you're covering, I mean, you're reporting whatever their spin is, they're reporting it, right? So you have to have some kind of background where you know how to report things, whether it's true or not. That doesn't matter. It never matters to any of these mainstream media people. It's all lies.
They learn how to cover up.
Yeah, there you go. So they have the perfect background.
Yeah, perfect.
They've been covering up forever. That's their job.
They become very, very much familiar with what the things they have to do.
Public information, first of all, it shouldn't be a PI. It should be a PMI. Public misinformation officer. Because it's not information, it's misinformation. Well, isn't it? I just believe truth and identification, truth and
I don't know.
the way you identify things. It should be the you know, like Affordable Care Act. What's affordable about it?
I don't
It's
know.
a misnomer. See, everything is misnamed. So you need to get the names right, I think. That's my goal in life. Get these names right. When you call when the liberals, they need a new word. Liberal doesn't sound too good anymore. So they come up, oh, you know what's good? Progress. Progress is a good word. We make progress, right? So they add an IVE to progress and they become progressive. But progressive has absolutely nothing to do with progress. It's a misnomer. It's the opposite of progress.
Well, this is like the majority of the South American. I don't want to just use Mexican because it seems like I'm only getting Mexicans' idea, but most of the Central South American, you know, they see they come over here. They wanted to do a show. They said they said themselves.
Yes, what do they say?
They said they become arrogant, and they are not doing this thing the way they supposed to be doing, and I believe then they need to give the people a little more respect and start doing things the right way, because it's no other way they're gonna be able to do that. What was you talking about before I say that? You mentioned something.
Misnaming words,
Yeah,
calling things something they're not.
yeah. That's
Progressives got nothing to do with progress.
No, it's the same thing that happened with the Latino people, you know, and that's another thing. But let me finish this statement before I forget about it. You know, I believe that it is imperative that the people realize that it's not what they are saying, but what they're doing. Okay,
That's for sure.
the American, the Mexican people, the Central American, the South American people, they come over here and then they want to change things their way. They want to use their flag to be protesting. You cannot use another country's flag to protest in a country that is not your country.
Usually
You know?
most countries wouldn't even allow someone else's flag to be shown in their
Thank you.
country, you know?
Thank
I
you.
mean, jeez.
You know, it is true. It is true, and I think
Only in America.
only in America. You know, but what can you do if people the government allow that? You know, and look at that. I don't know, a few years back, there was about 10,000, 15,000 people on Las Vegas Boulevard protesting for some kind of immigration law. If I would have been in charge of the immigration department, I would have come over there with a net. I
Yeah,
would
there
have
you
grabbed
go.
everybody, and that's it.
You need a big truck, a big bus.
You don't need a truck.
Jeez.
You just bring a trailer with a big arm like that. You put the net,
Oh,
pick
you
it up, and put them in the other side of the fence.
drop them over the wall.
Over the wall. There's no wall yet, so it's no
But,
problem.
yeah,
with
well,
that.
there is parts of walls.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they've all been kind
I don't
of
know. I never been.
breached.
I never
you
been
know.
that part of San Diego. I never been that far down, you know. But it's no need. It's no need for these people to act that way, you know. And then they talk.
Well, they're demonstrators.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're paid to do.
Yeah.
Demonstrate, and they don't even know why they're out there.
No, they don't.
They don't have no
They
clue.
don't.
They don't.
And they fight with the people. Sometimes they fight the same people they are supposed to be protecting, and the same people they're supposed to be attacking.
You see that guy walking out of a Trump thing along the sidewalk, and someone came up with a bag or something and clocked him.
Oh, really?
Remember? Do you see that on the
No.
news? Jesus Christ, boy! They should arrest that guy for sure.
Oh,
I mean, God damn, it's ridiculous. People coming out wearing Trump shirts or whatever, and they're all attacked. Amazing. That one chick had eggs thrown at her or something, so she had this yellow yolk
Oh, really?
down her face. God, ridiculous. It's absurd.
I know, but I thought that it was the Trump people are the one that attacking.
No, hell no. It's these paid operatives, these paid attack dogs.
So what?
They don't know why they're there.
So why Trump have anything to do with it?
Nothing.
Why the people are saying the Trump instigate?
Because he made a statement that he would, he did make a comment on one of his things that these people should be whatever, punched or whatever. And then one of his people punched that one guy. But the one guy was giving out fingers and this and that and bitching and complaining, and a Trump supporter clocked him. So at least the right guy got hit that time.
Yeah.
There's the guy making the trouble. He should have got clocked.
I can't believe this. How everybody tells the story the way it's
So now Trump's
insensitive.
creating that. He's, enticing it, instigating, that's the word. He's instigating it. That's their challenge. But who's instigating all these demonstrators? Soros? Who's behind all this? The Move.org? I mean, who's really the insider?
They should let the people vote for whoever they want to and forget about the rest of them. I think
I think these demonstrators have proven their point, our point. They've proven the intelligent point. These people are idiots, and they are, and they show that every day. Every demonstration, they show what they are. So, you know, there you go. And that's Hillary's people, Bernie's people, whatever. The election's tomorrow, you know, in California. What's your prediction? Is Bernie going to win or Hillary? You have what's your ESP tell you?
Well, what happened is the people are blind. The people are blind, you know.
There's another interesting little thing that will go on tomorrow. New Jersey's polls will close. There's a primary in New Jersey. And I think Hillary's way ahead being liberal New Jersey, okay? So she's gonna win probably New Jersey. And that's before the polls close in California. So that about 3 hours before. So the point is, if Hillary wins New Jersey, that means she'll have enough delegates that she gets the nomination.
Yeah.
So the election or the primary in California becomes kind of like not important. So the question is, are Hillary's people going to stay home, say, oh, she already has it, so they're not going to vote? And are Bernie's people going to be pissed off, so they're going to show up in droves in California to make a statement and vote for Bernie? That's the big question, so see what happens.
I don't think they can do that legally.
What? The Hillary people can stay home because they think they're wasting their time going to vote because she's already won, right?
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
I don't think that if you don't vote, your vote don't count.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's why they don't announce the polls, the results of the election until California closes. Remember one year way back when they were announcing that so-and-so had won?
Oh, yeah.
So now that all the people, they can't say anything. They can't make any announcements until all the polls close because people stay home. They think they're wasting their time.
Who was that? They already called it victory and then boom.
And then nobody shows up after that. So the question tomorrow is a very good question. If she gets enough delegates to win the nomination, look, everybody in California just stay home.
Yeah. I remember that.
But Bernie still has a point to make. What if he wins California? That'll give him a lot more power at the convention to ask for whatever the hell he's asking for. But it's in turmoil. There's a lot of turmoil on the Democratic side. For once, thank God, for once they face this crap. Because before, the Democrats always march in lockstep. They never have turmoil like this. Like Newt Gingrich talking about Trump. That never happens on the Democrat side, ever. They never bitch about one another. But this time they got a snake in their midst by having to prop up Bernie there to make Hillary look good. They tried to make her look good, and look what happened.
And now Bernie is
now he looks better than Hillary. I know, yeah.
He's giving her a hard time.
So they got screwed up, so now they're in disarray. And they should be in disarray because the truth comes out. She is such a piss-poor candidate that a Bernie Sanders, 74-year-old socialist, a devout socialist, a communist, can beat her. I mean, he would be beating her if it wasn't for the superdelegates.
Yeah.
If the fix wasn't in, Hillary wouldn't be winning. There's 700 and something superdelegates, and the margin between those two is less than 700.
Wow.
I think it's 500 something. So without the super fixed delegates in the process, and you know what that Debbie Wasserman Blabbermouth Schultz said the other day on an interview? She said that the reason
Say that again.
What's her name? Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz.
Oh yeah.
Blabbermouth. Anyway, Blabbermouth said the other day that the reason they have those super delegates is to prevent any grassroots organizations like the Tea Party having any influence on the Democrat system. So it's a fixed system. And she said that. This nutcase, this nut job, Blabbermouth said that.
Yeah, that's the way it is, my friend. And the people take it. The people accept it. The people allow those things to happen. Yeah. Why? Why are the people so stupid?
They had some gal on CNN the other night. Every now and then my channel flips as I'm flipping, you know, they had this gal on CNN who who found out that she was a superdelegate. She didn't even know anything about superdelegates. And she's a superdelegate, and she didn't know anything about them. And she found out the other day that she was a superdelegate, and she didn't know.
Oh my God, I can't believe, how we ended up being like that? How
Because
did we
they're
ended up
crooked. It's
being
corruption.
like that? I know,
It's the
but
epitome of
how do we
corruption.
take it? Why do we take it?
Because 47% of the voters of the electorate have been dumbed down and brainwashed. And they're liberals. Their minds are gonzo.
I can't believe this. I really cannot.
You listen to that CNN or MSLSDS or whatever they're on over there. You listen to those people for a few minutes, and they're just absolutely out to lunch. Their whole policies, their whole thought process is distorted. It doesn't work. It never has worked. It never will work. You can't have people lying around on couches getting paychecks from the government, sitting there watching Oprah every day. How is that going to create anything? How are we going to, create the next great thing for this planet? Great next invention. How are we going to do it? We haven't done much since the 1950s and 60s. We haven't invented hardly anything at all, save the computer.
We never invented anything. We just bought it. We bought the invention from another.
Before, we invented the airplane, the Wright brothers. We invented the car, so to speak. So we've had very big advancements. What has Africa ever invented? Or the Mideast, what have they ever invented? Have they got anything out there that we use today?
No.
What? They're nothing. They're desert rats is all they are over there in the Mideast.
Yeah.
They've never added anything to the world, any benefit.
Unbelievable.
China, what do? They steal our inventions. They take all the knockoffs, all the goods and stuff, like the Gucci bags and all that, the knockoffs all come from China. Gucci and whatever, yeah.
Oh, really?
The knockoffs you can buy. These purses are $1,000 a pop if it's a real deal. Well, you can buy a knockoff for 40, 50 bucks. You can tell if you look at it pretty easily it's a knockoff, but from a distance from here to there, you can't tell. And that's China for you. They just knock everything off. You ever go to a convention here, we're the capital of conventions, and you go to a convention, you see these Orientals from China or whatever, and what do they all have around their neck? 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. They're over there taking pictures of everything. They go to these conventions and picture, and then they go back to China and copy. That's what they're doing. They're spies. They're over here spying on our new products.
I just not,
Yeah.
I just realized what you're saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, we need to reform our system. We need to reform our modus operandi. We need to reform our media responsibility. We need to reform everything possible to create a good piece of a new system for the media.
Well, look at what we got here in Trump. I mean, everything has been lied to us for so many decades now that everything's a lie, everything. Now finally here comes somebody that's not controlled by the system, that's a spokesperson for the people, what we've been trying to say.
How dare you do that? How dare you're not gonna be controlled by the system?
I know.
Who in the hell you think you are?
Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump. That's who I think I am.
Oh my
And that's
God,
what he's gonna
you can't
do.
do that.
And he's gonna
That's
straighten
why
this.
people hate him.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
people
right.
hate Donald Trump. Because he don't respect the media. He don't
doesn't
respect the
respect the
corrupted
lies.
judges.
Right,
He don't
there you
respect
go.
the corrupted politicians.
What a
That's what
new
it
concept.
is.
What a new concept. Boy, what's refreshing.
That's not supposed to be that
But
way.
it is supposed
Who
to
in
be
the
that.
hell does Donald Trump think he is?
The protector, gonna make
You know, I
America great
cannot
again.
believe this. And we take it. And we take it.
Yeah.
You
No
know.
more.
But
can't
I hope
wait.
it's no more. I hope it's no
I
more.
want to watch the. I'm
You
gonna
know,
go to
no, I
Washington,
never
D.C.
take it. I never take it. But it doesn't do me any good to come
Well,
here
we're gonna-
every day for a whole damn
We're gonna
hour.
make sure that,
and people don't listen to it. That's why they go over there to K-Don and go to Kevin Wall, and they talk and talk and talk because he believed everything they said, and he let them talk like that. You know, that's why they got all the advertising in there, because they paying for the application to be equal. You know, that's what it is. I can care less who you are and what size you are, as long as you gonna tell the truth and nothing but the truth and the whole truth. You know, that's what it is. You know, I'm sick and tired of these people making sure that we are controlled. Well, here we go again. 20 public information officers and the water company, the water, whatever you call that. What do you call that water company?
Las Vegas Valley Water
Las
District.
Vegas Valley Water District. Everything
20
is in
PI people. What?
20. But
Why?
19 is in Metro, but that's Metro. They got their own,
Well, they have their own spin that they have. to
yeah,
put
they
on
got
everything.
their own spin. I don't touch
So
that.
why is the water company so spinned up? I mean, what are they trying to slam down our throats? The fact that we have this water shortage? I remember once I went to, in the car wash business like I was at one time, you go to these water meetings and they were proposing to dramatically increase the price of water. Not to make money, but to conserve the water. They were gonna make your water bill so expensive that you were just gonna shut off your taps, you know, to save money, because it was gonna be so expensive.
How cynical.
And then they had the audacity there with a room full of car wash operators, and they made the suggestion, why don't we have like a special day, because it's good for the water company that people use car washes instead of washing in their driveways and stuff, because then it just goes down the drain and goes down the streets and evaporates or whatever. So they don't like that. They like water going to the sewer so that it goes back, and they clean it up supposedly, and then they resell it. So that's what they like. They like people using car washes. So here in a meeting where they're trying to sell the fact that they're going to dramatically increase our water bills, is what they're telling us. In the same meeting, they have the audacity to tell us, why don't you promote the car wash and have like a special day, like maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and make it Women's Day or whatever, and maybe give them 50% off to wash your car there. This guy said that in a meeting, and I'm sitting there. I'm going, wait a minute, let me get this straight. You're going to increase our water bills so our operating expense goes up dramatically, not to teach us anything. I mean, you know, not to make money, but to, you know, force us to use less water. Well, in the car wash business that we're promoting, you can't use less water. You have to use what you use to wash your car, or the car doesn't get
And that's
clean.
another thing.
So we
about
can't
it.
lower the water, so you want us to give away our car wash, and you're gonna charge us dramatically more money to wash your car.
And
Don't you
that's-
think that's a conflict?
And that is not only a conflict, that is also a proof that we are not free in there. They tell you when you can water your grass.
Right.
They can tell you when you can, if you can wash your car in front of your house. If I want to spend money in water bill and do whatever I want with that water, it is up to me. You know, I don't understand why they have to control you every move you made. You know, it's like, you know, those smart meters. I know they have the smart meters in this
Smart
office.
for who?
I know they have it, but they force people to have it because they wanted to know what time you use the electricity, what time you
If
don't
they
use.
didn't have to shut off your lights for a while to install that meter, they would never even tell you about it. They would just do it on their
I
own.
know, I know.
Because you're gonna lose your power, they kinda have to, you know, come up with some excuse, you know.
Yeah, and then when you do that, they go and they tell you that you have to. If you denied the right to entrance in your home or in your business, you see over here they use the excuse that the meter was broke. And
Yeah,
they
there's some lie, you know.
lie after lie
Yeah.
after lie,
Yeah.
and that's why they use those Spanish talking, like I call them, you know, the Mexican talking and the Cuban talking. they have in Nevada power, you know, like Tony Sanchez, Chelsea, whatever, Chelsea, I forgot her name, Campbell, Chelsea Campbell, half Cuban, half American, you know, and they do that because they confuse you. They say, oh, I didn't understand what he said, oh, I didn't know what she was doing, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't believe that it should be that way. I don't believe,
Everything's a game.
yeah, you know, I believe that you need to have the opportunity to do whatever you want. This is almost a free country. We have the right to do things the way we want it. We have the right to use our money the way we want it. Our bill, if we want to increase our bill, it's up to us. As long as we pay the bill, who do you care? You know, you cannot wash cars in front of your house no more. Oh, but then you got a guy that is, I don't know what nationality he is, but definitely he's not blonde and blue-eyed or green-eyed, okay? He got 9 cars parked in front of his house and he's washing cars, okay?
Not his cars.
No, not his car. And then you got another guy, then he got 10, 11 cars parked there any time of the week, and he's fixing cars. No license, no insurance, no nothing, you know. And I wrote about that in the.
Curly from the call saying it's an emergency.
Can you keep
Okay,
going?
sure. So anyways, they used to have this, probably still have it, over there at the commercial center. They had a bunch of guys out there that were washing cars out in the parking lot, kind of like by Karen Avenue in the commercial center there, that's on Sahara. And they're washing cars, all the water's just going to the ground, going down the drains, not the drains, but the street drains, you know, just going to evaporation or whatever.
I got it.
So they're losing all kinds of water, and that's supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to have licenses to do that, and you're not supposed to be putting water on the ground and things of that nature. And it's a terrible situation. And they just look, all the enforcement people just look the other way because, well, it's too much trouble because you go over there and you try to do something to those guys. They don't have a license, they don't have a business, they don't have any way at all that you can control them. So what happens is you have no control. So then you have a car wash that you pay business license, you pay the state, you pay the county, you pay the city, you pay the this, you pay everybody, and then you pay the water district for your water, and then you pay the sewer. And when you built your car wash, you had a sewer plan and your building permit. You go down there and you tell them how many wash bays you're going to have, if you're going to have a toilet there, if you're going to have a sink, whatever, and you pay X amount of dollars per feature. So when you build your car wash, you have this many bays, so much per bay, blah, 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 blah. So they figure out what your permit's going to be. So then you get your building permit, you build your building, you get in business, you're washing cars like you're supposed to. That was your business plan, that's what you do. Now here comes, after you're in operation 5, 6, 7 years, here comes the sewer people saying, well, we've reevaluated your usage of your water usage, and when you got your building permit, your usage is way over what the estimate was when you got your building permit. I go, wait a minute, hold on here. We didn't go by usage when we built this building. We went by how many bays, how many fixtures, so forth. That's how we were charged and that's what we paid. Oh yeah, but we've changed it now, we're going by usage. So now you owe us $56,000 for a hookup fee, even though you've been hooked up for 6 or 7 years. We're gonna add that on now because you're using so much water, and now we go by water usage instead of the original by the feature. So that's what they do. I go, what are you kidding me? So I get our lawyers, we go over there, we meet with the water district, and after a discussion where we have them beaten left and right, up and down, one side the other, you know, their lawyer says to us, well, I go, my lawyer said to him, well, how are you going to make this position when you're in court. You know, well, we're not in court yet, are we? So that's kind of their position. You have to pay this $56,000 or they're gonna lien your building or whatever and put you out of business. I mean, this is extortion. This is like the mob used to do stuff like this. I mean, this is racketeering. And this is our government, supposedly, semi-government, our water district, our sewer people doing that, which are like semi-government. I mean, it's just obscene what these people do. It's absolutely criminal. And we the people let it go. Now, I think after years of the sewer people playing this game, ripping off some people, I know for a fact that Terrible Herbst paid. They had car washes all over town, and they made some sort of deal, but they did pay the sewer people a sizable amount of money to get them to go away. But that's, you know, the power that Terrible Herbst had. They got their fees drastically reduced. But how about the little mom and pop car wash that made a business plan, did the numbers, penciled it all out, okay, we can do this. So they go, they get in business, they do this, and they might make themselves, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 a year slaving away in their car wash. They bought themselves a job is all they did. And then here comes the government, and they want $56,000. They want 2 years of your profit for something that wasn't disclosed when you made the decision to go into business. You should be grandfathered in, and that should be illegal. I mean, that's just blatant illegal. And the type of people that do this type of stuff should go to jail for theft, because that's what it is. They're stealing money, but because they do it semi-government type authority, they get away with it. Well, we have to stop this. We have to stop this. I'm making a proposal in my show today, The Herd, and my proposal will be, you take when a elected official or a judge or somebody in authority, somebody that has takes an oath of office that they're going to protect the people of this community. That's their job, protect, make sure that the laws are upheld, and the judges who are supposed to rule by law. Well, when a judge doesn't rule by the law, he breaks the law, and now he becomes a thief. Like when a judge starts awarding legal fees against a prevailing party or attaching the corpus of a trust to pay lawyers, that's thievery, that's theft, that is a crime. When a judge knowingly commits a crime while he's a judge, he should be subject to the same penalties, and I say worse than other people are involved with, that they should pay more because they come from a position of authority. Under the color of office they do these crimes, and that is particularly specious, and that should carry a huge penalty. And the FBI, the attorney generals, the district attorney, whosever job it is to make sure that the laws of this community are upheld, they should be upheld. And if a judge breaks the law, he should go to jail. And let me tell you something, the problem with the system is the way it's stacked, they stack the deck. It's like Congress, they exempt themselves from all the laws they pass. Well, what do the judges do? They give themselves immunity. They're immune from any decision they make on the bench. Well, that's fine. But if you make a decision on the bench that's an illegal act, and you know it's an illegal act, and of course for the layman, you have to have knowledge of all the laws. Negligence is no excuse to break the law. Well, if you're a judge, they say, well, you have to know that they broke the law. Okay, fine. But they know it. When they start ruling for legal fees, taking them from prevailing parties to give to losing attorneys, that's theft. And they know they're doing that. And it's unconstitutional. And it's against the law. And they need to be held accountable. So I think, and I propose, that when the enforcement officers like the FBI, Department of Justice, when these people refuse to file charges against a judge, and the judge definitely committed a crime, you have it on writing, on paper, they committed a crime. They made an award of attorney fees. They're stealing money from somebody. That's theft. They need to be prosecuted. And if an enforcement officer won't prosecute, we, the people, must take the law and do it ourselves. It's called citizen's arrest. We need to make that the doctrine of this country. Citizen's arrest. When you have an official that's supposed to uphold the law and they don't, what remedy do the people have? the people have citizens arrest, and we need access to the attorney, to the grand jury. We need direct access. When we have a situation, let's say where a judge broke the law, we as the people, as the victim, we demand to go before that grand jury. And we don't need to go through the maitre d' at the door, the district attorney or whoever, that's going to limit who gets access to the grand jury. No, we have a case that this judge did this, here's the proof, I want to go before the grand jury. They have to let you go before the grand jury, and that grand jury is supposed to be made up of peers, people in the community like you. We, the people, are supposed to be on that grand jury. We want that heard. And if that judge broke the law and that grand jury says indict him, God damn it, he's going to be indicted. And that's the way we need to get this goddamn stuff straightened out. That's the only way to straighten it out. We, the people, have to straighten it out because the enforcement officers won't do it. So we need to do it. So let's get together, people. Call into this show. I'll be on from 2 to 3 today, the herd. Call in 493-5222, area code 702-493-5222. And let me know how we're going to put this together. The system's there. The grand juries are there. But we have a person at the door that won't let us in. So we have to get rid of that person at the door. Okay? We have a discipline committee here in Nevada that's supposed to look at the judges and see whether they broke any canons or any ethics or this or that. Yeah, well, who's on that committee? Judges and lawyers. That's not a panel, that's not a committee, that's a fixed job. Come on, people, let's call in here and let's get something going. 702-493-5222. Thanks.